Hey y'all, I'm back, Bohemia with Bohemian Stars and Ocean Heart Readings. This is part two of this reading. So, baby woke up and was chill, and she rolled over really quick and scared herself. But, I was gonna play on the YouTubes just in case she had really, hurt herself or something, but she didn't. She just scared herself. So we just snuggled and read a book and nursed, and she's back asleep. So I'm going to finish this reading. So if this is the first one you're clicking on, look for part one. It should be right before this. If you go to the videos on the channel, and we are on number three here. So I'll start here. We've already gone through, or sorry, number four. We've already gone through one through three on the other video. So go ahead and check that out. Okay. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment, and we'll get into this reading. So if you chose Tiger's Eye here on number four, the cards that you got for your solar plexus: White Pelican, Ease, Optimism, Grace, and Cooperation. Let's see. Six of Water, which is the Six of Cups. We got a mermaid. Watery energy right there. The World card. So I'm seeing Scorpio, Pisces, and Capricorn so far. We have the Star reverse, which is some Aquarius energy. We have all the fixed signs there on the World card. Judgment, some Scorpio. So a lot of signs here. Cornflower, which is knowledge. And let's see, steadfastness here, tying a little bit to the root chakra with the Ganesha deck. So what I'm seeing here, if you chose number four, you have this energy of, like, on one hand being very youthful, very naive, very like maybe not knowing a lot about certain topics, and then on the other hand, it's like you can be so wise, very almost know it all, very just full of knowledge. So you kind of have like these two parts of yourself. Now for some of you, this is going to be two different parts of your life. Maybe on one part of your life, you just were very ignorant about a lot of things, and you didn't have a lot of kind of education about certain things. But then on the other part of your life, like, you will become this sage and just full of wisdom and just like down your wisdom. So for a lot of you who chose number four, how much knowledge you have and what you know about things is really central to like your core self and your core sense of being. Now, that being said, if you feel that that comes under challenge, like, you could be sometimes not learn as quickly as you need to or are supposed to with certain things, because you identify your knowledge so much with your core identity. So if someone brings along other things that you're supposed to know, or like, tries to challenge you on something, or like open your mind about something, you might really close down to that, because you take it as like a personal attack, or because your own ideals or what you believe in is like so central that it's like it's hard for you to let go. So, like I said, some of you might oscillate between that, where you're just like, okay, I'm not going to care about anything. I'm not going to focus on, the rights and wrongs or the particulars, or have to worry too much about schooling or anything. And then on the other side, you go through these phases where it's like so important to you. Now, I also see too that you might have this it's like very much either or, like two sides of the coin, where on one side you might be very lackadaisical about, like, you don't care what your friends believe in if you match up with beliefs. And on the other side, you can have some things that you're pretty like all or nothing about, very rigid about. I do see here that you could be very tough on your friends and on your children, those of you who have children, or on siblings, because you really like associate them with who you are at the core. A good way to give yourself something else to focus on, I'm seeing those of you who are retiring or who are unfulfilled in your career, is really making sure you have kind of a career path or some kind of place in your life that you can shine. Again, solar plexus, this is your core identity, this is our ego, this is our pride, this is our, our power struggles, our powerhouse energy. So it's like you really do kind of need a stage. And if you feel like other people are getting shine and you're disappearing, you can get a little bit nasty about that, or you can kind of clip other people's wings or not believe in them. And it might come out as like you're thinking that it's caring, or like it's common sense. I'm being knowledgeable, I'm just trying to help. But really it's like going into judgmental energy. and it's being a little bit tough on them instead of supporting them. And it could be because of fears of things that you haven't branched out and tried. Now, on the other side of that coin, some of you are very good at going for what you want and accomplishing things. Some of you are major go-getters, and so if others don't overcome that fear that you also recognize, then like it bothers you because you jump the hurdles and you conquer those fears. And so if others don't do it, you might be very, very hard on them for not, because it's basically bringing that vibration up in your chakra, in your solar plexus. So I do see karmic energy with your chakra. Some of you might have like Saturn in Leo, or you might have like Saturn in the fifth house, or something like that, or different things. Pluto somehow an aspect to like thing energies of like your moon, or there's something here that is showing having some karmic energy when it comes to power struggles, when it comes to believing in yourself, and when it comes to just like being able to allow yourself to be seen and put yourself forward, especially when it comes to your knowledge as well, and like how much you know. And so like maybe some of you like public speaking or going to college or things like that could really bother you. So for better or for worse, some people watching this, they might kind of shrink under that and just be like, okay, I'm gonna avoid those things in life. Some of you are gonna tackle it and like master it, because you like literally getting your masters, because you don't want to let it affect you. And you just, sometimes it's like that, like if you're a kid and you have a fear of like the dark, like you're gonna stare in the closet more to like make yourself not be afraid. So some people take healing that way, and some people take it like, okay, I'm just gonna close the closet door. Like I'm just not gonna have a closet. So you have to see how where you resonate. Hi, feel the vibes. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for watching. So yes, you'll have to see where it fits. But one thing is you are steadfast. You have the ability to really work through things, whether you're supported or not, and get to a place of success. I think you really hold a power when you judge somebody. So watch that in casual conversations. Like your knowledge, your opinion really carries a punch. You have a strong energy in your solar plexus. So just know that you have that effect on others, because others are just like, whoo, you just knock them over with it. You could bowl others over. So kind of finding your balance with that. All right. So those are the things that I'm picking up for those who chose number 4. Now for number 5, we have this beautiful rutilated quartz that has these little gold, I don't know, like little strident kind of pieces in it. So we have Python, discernment, detachment, transformation, and renewal. So you might have the third eye energy really connected to your solar plexus, and that could be a big part of your identity. Issue reversed. Okay, so there's some tough stuff in this. This is one, and justice reversed. Okay, so I would really suggest doing solar plexus work and balancing this chakra. If you got this, we have 6 of Cups, so another 6 of Cups. There's Libra and Scorpio energy so far. Ace of Wands, fire sign energy. Oleander, caution. Okay. And we have protection. Okay, so for what I'm getting from you guys, so our inner child also very much resides in our solar plexus. For some people, we have childhood coming up. I feel like there's stuff that kind of, whether karmically went wrong or just legally, things. I'm seeing people who might have been in foster care. I'm seeing people who might have had, abuses going on during childhood. I see people who might have issues now where you're trying to protect children. Like I see actual children for a lot of you that watch being a big thing. Like you might be so sensitive to children being hurt. You might, and this does say, if that is a thing for you, it says that they are protected. If there's actual children, or if you are still suffering from fears of things that happened to you when you were a child, it says that you do have protection. The children do have protection, okay? And that's very important to know. But I am seeing the sacral chakra energy. I'm seeing that it is part of what made you be so instinctual and hyper aware, and that's like a big part of your identity now. I feel like some of you do like advocacy work. You might children being homeless. Yep. Yeah, so I'm so sorry for whatever you guys went through. I do see I would say if you got this one and you've been wondering, it's talking about discernment, protect your children, okay? I'm just gonna say this is very not good energy. If there's been somebody that you've been worried about them being around, you're right, don't have them around that person. This could also be a parent for someone. It's reminding me of the movie White Oleander, where there was a very toxic parent involved. So any toxicity from your youth that your children are going through, this is actually telling you to fire up your solar plexus. So you need to get more bold. You need to get more in people's face. You need to get a little bit more willing to face the power struggles, and know that you're protected and have confidence in that, and handling these kind of issues. And in that is your power, because I feel that wound here. I feel, kind of the horror of those fears. And I think just in the world in general, stuff that's going on with children right now, it's in the news. It might just make feel like it debilitates you. Like, how can you be in this world right now? So this is real energy right here, that's in this reading. But it's also showing that you have power, that energy drainers, yep. You have power that others don't, in a way, because you understand what it's like to come from that. You understand the signs of certain abuses and things that others don't. You understand what those children need, or those people, or whatever it is. So you have a lot of power that you can access and to help people. Some of you, I actually see painting for somebody. Some of you, it's going to be like through the arts. I see speaking for certain people. Some of you might do, like I said, some advocacy or behind the scenes kind of work and helping others. So you have to see what feels comfortable. I do think that you should work on this very cautiously, and with safety to yourself, working through this, because this is a lot of stuff. But please, yes, make sure that you do set proper boundaries with others. This could say that there might need to be official stepping in for some of you who have concern about a child and there's been some abuse going on, okay? So I think that you are meant to speak for it if you're seeing that happening with others. So some of you, this could also go into your expression of yourself. You might feel like you can't assert yourself. You might feel like you you might feel like you I don't know, it's almost like when you try to, like, stand up to someone or try to be like a full adult, you might start feeling how you did when you were a child, like that you're not like a full equal person to the other ones, right? With authority, if a partner takes authority in a situation, you might feel like you easily feel like a reprimanded child in that way. So your inner child does need some work, to feel safe, to feel like they can bloom, to feel like they can spark and know that they are protected. You have caution here. So I would say to not be around people who are very dominating, people who, yes, are energy drained, people who are takers, people who have that, like, like big solar plexus, like smush everyone else's, presence in the room. That could be very damaging to you. So, if that's the case for you and you are still in the more vulnerable side of this situation, I don't think that you have to put yourself in those situations to prove anything. I think it's okay to double back and, do healing yourself, and avoid those kind of situations. Sometimes we don't need to feel like, oh, I can handle this face to face. Sometimes we have to learn that that's just a toxic situation and we don't have to have it in our lives at all. So different people will be kind of on different things. Some of you are going to want to address something. You might even want to take someone to court, or like do something really official to bring justice to something that was done that was horrible. Some of you are going to handle it more in a spiritual way. But again, if it is other people that you're worried about, I do ask that you do make sure that they get help and are protected, okay? But yes, this you have the potential to have a huge really kind of be a warrior for people, and you're very sensitive, and you see between the lines on things. You might see that with public figures and things, really have a good intuition. So we really do need your skills out there. We really do need your support, and helping all of us figure that out, because I think you're someone who can see that and really be a good aid to people who don't have the discernment that you do. Okay. So I tell you, these readings get deep sometimes, y'all, and that's okay. That's good. That's what I love about, reading in the cards. They can go super deep. They could go for fun, and you just never know what medicine you need sometimes. So for those of you who chose number 6, which is pyrite, Let's see what we got. We got polar bear, solitude, friendship, resilience, and strength. I just flipped those. I love how this is solitude and friendship. Like that's pretty legit. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for the vibes. Golden orb spider, messenger, balance, awareness, and design. And I love how it's golden orb, and this is the solar plexus, which that it's like the sphere of golden energy. That's awesome. And then like the first thing I notice when I flip over, we have the Ten of Air, the Two of Pentacles reverse. And please like and subscribe. Five of Cups reverse. This one has a lot of cards. The Death card, La Muerte, and oh, two more. Jade Vine, communication, little tie into the throat chakra, and prosperity, the root chakra. Okay, okay, okay. So like that's straight out. Look at that circle of the solar plexus, really holding the oranges and the reds. So your solar plexus, you are somebody. I don't know. In your sacral reading, if you go and do that one, you might pick the one where it's just like your like you putting yourself out there is what brings you abundance if you look at the root and the sacral ones. Yeah, I do. Okay, so this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like trying to keep in balance the two different sides of your solar plexus. I feel like you learn a lot of lessons in your solar plexus, and you process it very quickly. You're somebody who your relationships teach you very quickly about who you are. They teach you very quickly about boundaries, like what's good and what's not. You might have a high like turnover rate of friends, like go to friendship into solitude. It's just like kind of where you process all that information versus some people, they do it more like in the crown or the third eye. So it's more, they kind of watch as a wallflower and figure it out beforehand. You kind of rush into things or, just have like it's kind of, you're more like a contact sport when it comes to relationships. It's almost like you kind of crash in with people and then you have to, quickly figure out, okay, how do I get through the grieving phase? How do I let this go? I do see that you've had to let go of a lot of people in your life. Maybe whether it's like literally in the physical world or just in relationship sense, but that you're very good actually at re-meeting people. And like, so it's like you're good at meeting people and maybe being like the new kid in the situation, or just kind of always like replenishing your stock of friends. And then you might go through these periods where you don't have friends and things. And I think that's kind of just your cycle. I don't see it as negative. I feel like the people who are meant to stay will. And I feel like that's just your spirit's way of like learning. Like that's just what you do. You kind of learn more as like the way that like a wanderer would or a traveler or something of that nature. We have Gemini, we have Capricorn, we have Scorpio energy here. Yeah, so you kind of like, I think that's the balance that you always need. This is also that energy of like have being both the extrovert and the introvert at the same time, which I think is, a good mix. So I think the biggest point here is to just keep purging from that. Don't hold on to ending so much. And I think, like I said, most of you are pretty good at that, really letting those go and not letting them accrue up and feeling like it's like you, it's something that you're doing. Now sometimes you could have blow ups that you do need to reconcile with, and so you'll have to, that's kind of your thing. That's what you have to learn is when is it something that, okay, maybe my ego's a little bit being poked right now, and so I'm going to cut someone off just because I'm good at it, and when do I kind of need to hang around a little bit more and just pull back because I'm overrun and reassert my boundaries, and then we're actually fine. So I think you'll have some friends like that where you kind of push them to the acquaintance level and then bring them back in. I see very creative energy here. You might let life get in the way too much, or it might just feel like all this stuff always happens to keep you out of that phase. But I think that creative expression, maybe particularly writing, I'm seeing communication and ties to the third chakra is very important to you to stay healthy. And it's very important that you feel heard. So you're somebody who you might shut down and not say anything, or go to the opposite where you just feel like you want to yell at people, or you just want to like go on the internet and like, go on some random board and just like say stuff just to be heard. So your sense of identity is really tied into your throat chakra. So keeping that healthy as well, knowing that you can express your mind and communicate is how you keep a sense of self and have your self-esteem stay up. Because I do see that it does get to you when you feel like, oh great, back to the drawing board, like I'm feeling lonely again. Sometimes you'll be like, should I doubt myself? But then it's kind of like you're like, ha ha ha, suckers. Like, oh well, I didn't want you around anyways, and you kind of move on. And but if you're wondering, like, will I ever be able to really connect with someone? I do see that energy. Like, will I ever be able to be harmonious with someone? I see that. I see being able to connect and nurture and have a loving relationship, and it not always have to be like kind of this battle feeling or just like this intense turnover rate. I do feel like letting people get used to your energy and kind of warming up to you a little bit more, in the way that you connect with others would be a lot very beneficial for you. I also think it's very important that you know that people aren't being your friend just because of what you can give them. So you might actually give a lot of energy out of your solar plexus, and it might be good for you to hold in more of that energy because that will help you maintain prosperity. So if you've had an issue with that, a good could be because literally you're giving people too much of your energy, like you're not being yourself, like you're just you might feel just kind of drained from the core. And so holding in some of that energy with others, even though that's the way you experience relationships and you connect and it's very exciting and like instinctual and like, rowdy for you, could actually help you, like help your chakras stay balanced so that you're having continuous prosperity and kind of creative flow. All right, now for those of you who chose, or no, for all of us who watched. And so again, if you missed the first ones, just go ahead and find part one of the video before the baby had woken up. So for all of us who've watched, we have Mountain Gorilla, reverence, contemplation, community, and inner calm. And it's like has that fiery energy there. We have the Three of Swords. We have the Seven of Cups reversed, so really searching for clarity. We have the Seven of Fire, which is like the epitome of the solar plexus in a lot of ways, that resilience, that strength, that just inner core that no matter what happens, you don't give up on yourself. This is a card of a Leo. I'm seeing Scorpio and Gemini energy here. Could be ones we're all working with. Positive outlook. Let's see. And Scottish primrose, compassion. So yeah, the message for all of us is sometimes it's good to think and lead with the intuition of your solar plexus. Like it can be very demonized and just in spirituality in general general. But this is showing that it can bring us great clarity. Actually, it can help us avoid heartbreak. It can help us get rid of options that aren't ours. It can bring us like it's like calm, and lead us to the right community and people, and really help us get through certain situations if we just know who the fuck we are, if we know what we like, what we don't like, if we know, we've already sorted through all of that stuff in the root in the solar plexus, and we just allow ourselves to be and to radiate who we are and to take up our own space, in the way that we should, without shame or fear or anything like that, and not being afraid to speak up. So having a balanced solar plexus is really good for all of us, and it's just that reminder to have some reverence for this chakra, just the way that we do for like the third eye or the crown chakra or the heart chakra. I'll talk to you soon.